Hello, I'm April Gutierrez. I am founder, author, and instructor for Pacific Northwest Tax School. I am an IRS enrolled agent and an Oregon licensed tax consultant. An enrolled agent is a person who is licensed to practice before the IRS. You can become an enrolled agent by passing the C or the special enrollment exam, or by working as an employee of the IRS for a minimum of 5 years. The enrolled agent status is the highest credential that the IRS awards, and individuals who obtain this elite status must adhere to ethical standards and complete 72 hours of continuing education courses every 3 years. A licensed tax consultant, or LTC, is a credential that is unique to the state of Oregon. While less well known, becoming an Oregon licensed tax consultant is more difficult than becoming an enrolled agent. Oregon is unique because it is the only state in the nation that requires all tax preparers to complete a minimum of 80 hours of education in a course approved by the Oregon Tax Board, pass a comprehensive examination to obtain a licensed tax preparer license, and maintain that license by completing a minimum of 30 hours of continuing education annually. After obtaining the initial LTP license, a tax preparer is considered to merely be an apprentice and must work under the direct supervision of a licensed tax consultant or a CPA for a minimum of 2 tax seasons and achieve a minimum of 1,100 hours of tax preparation experience. Upon completion of this prerequisite work experience, an LTP is permitted to sit the LTC examination and become licensed as a tax consultant. Okay, so you don't live in Oregon, so why should you care about Oregon's licensing laws? Well, I'll explain. You see, Oregon is a little state that had a big idea. In 1973, the Oregon legislature, at the request of the tax preparation industry, enacted the nation's first tax preparer licensing laws. The intention was to protect consumers by ensuring that Oregon tax professionals are competent and ethical in their professional activities. Now, Oregon's licensing laws benefit tax preparers as much as they do the public for 2 important reasons. Number 1, possession of a credential like CPA, enrolled agent, or LTC is valued by clients who want some assurance that their tax preparer is competent and is held to ethical standards by a licensing body. By holding up a CPA, EA, LTP, or LTC credential, a tax professional is saying, I am better qualified than an uncredentialed preparer. And number 2, tax clients are willing to pay for tax expertise. The more they are impressed by their tax preparer's knowledge and ethical practices, the more likely it is that they will continue to bring their business and refer new clients to your firm. Now, Oregon's licensing laws have one drawback. Getting that LTP and LTC credential isn't easy. In fact, the LTP exam has only a 55% average pass rate, and the LTC exam is worse, at only 25%. Tax preparation firms looking to hire preparers often find it difficult to find enough licensed preparers, and this has caused the average wage of LTPs and LTCs to be higher in Oregon. A good thing if you're a tax preparer, and a problem if you are a tax service owner, and I can attest to that firsthand. You see, back in 1992, I opened my first tax service here in Portland, Oregon, and finding enough qualified preparers was difficult, and it seemed to get harder every year. Now, H&R Block runs a decent tax school from which it recruits its employees, but now it requires these same students to sign a non-compete clause. Oregon community colleges offer basic tax courses, but their pass rates are poor. This meant that the supply of new tax preparers stayed flat over time and made it hard for me to grow my business. After 9 tax seasons of struggling to find knowledgeable licensed tax preparers, I decided to write an 80-hour basic tax course that met the stringent requirements of the Oregon Tax Board. I would then be able to hire graduates of my school, just as H&R Block hires graduates from its school. I'm pleased to say that my very first class of students achieved an 80% pass rate at the Oregon LTP exam. It was the top score in that year. And even though the average annual pass rate for tax schools in Oregon continues to hover around 55%, graduates of our basic tax course continue to achieve average pass rates of 80 to 100% each year, and this makes Pacific Northwest Tax School the top-ranked school in the only state that ranks tax schools. The commitment to giving my staff quality education has helped my business grow, Every member of my staff, including our CPAs, is a graduate of our basic tax course and has taken and passed the Oregon Preparer exam. In 2008, I decided to take my courses online, and since that time, our small team has worked tirelessly to explore and improve the systems we use to deliver educational content to our students. Today, thousands of CPAs and other tax professionals from around the world have completed our training programs. Our tax courses are different than most because they emphasize the importance of tax form mechanics while at the same time covering tax law. We update our courses every year, and this means laboriously revising every illustration in every manual and every assignment answer key. Then I need to reteach every single lecture every single year. And our online learning management system needs to be updated too. If you are new to tax law, you may wonder why our newest courses are covering last year's tax law. This process of teaching tax law as a look back is normal because tax laws and tax forms are not released until the end of the year. The good news is that most tax laws don't change much year to year, and fundamentally most laws and forms are pretty much the same. Each year we offer an annual tax law update where we cover important changes and get you ready for the coming tax season. I posted lessons for my basic tax course on YouTube back in 2011, and I've noticed that quite a few people are watching them. So beginning in 2015, I've also decided to post my continuing education videos. I hope you find the lessons helpful. You can click on the links in each video to purchase the course manual. There is also a link to enroll in the full course if you would like to complete the course assignments, receive course answer keys, access the Q&A forum, and receive CE credit. We are approved as a CE provider by the IRS and the states of Oregon, New York, and Texas. We've been awarded the Quality Assurance Standard by NASBA and meet the CE requirements for CPAs in most U.S. states and territories. Tax clients demand knowledge and experience. Pacific Northwest Tax School provides the in-depth practical education needed to improve your understanding of tax law and to meet the demands of the competitive tax preparation industry.